What's up, everybody? Trinity here, and welcome back to the Second Street Marvel. It's New Comic Wednesday, and today I'm going to be going over my comic book pull list. Now, before I get into that, make sure you're subscribed, click the little bell, and all of that good stuff. So, like I said, it is New Comic Book Wednesday, and in case you don't know what a comic book pull list is, you can go to the videos right up here where you can learn more about that. Now, I am here today in my local comic book shop, Bases Cards and Comics, right here in Lancaster, California, to bring you my comic book pull list. And if you have a local comic book shop near you, you should definitely make sure that you get out and support them. I know my local comic book shops, as you can see, they have comics, they have trading cards, they have posters up there, they have action figures, all kinds of other just nerdy things that you could always geek out on. But sometimes if you get out and support them, they do have like free comic book day, and sometimes they even do have things like these free comic previews. And what these are is it just kind of tells you, just previews of the comic books that are getting ready to come out, and they usually give these away for free. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get into my comic book pull list, and today I'm going to start with Marvel, as I typically do. I won't say always, because I typically start with my Marvel books, and then I'm going to go ahead and get into small press and indies. Now, I don't have any DC books this week, so I won't be touching on that. So I'm going to start off here with the Wolverine Annual. This is, it's the annual. It's the first one of Wolverine. I actually just did a review on this already, and you can go and check that out here on the channel. It was a pretty good book. If you're a hardcore Wolverine collector, just fan, you might want to check this one out. If you're like me, just kind of the average reader, I love Wolverine, but it was a good story, but not something that I would probably typically buy all the time if it's not in an ongoing series that I'm currently reading. But altogether, I thought this book was pretty good. The next one I have here is Jedi, the Fallen Order, the Dark Temple. Now, I did pick the first issue of this up a couple of weeks ago. Well, I guess it's been about a month now, and I have yet to do a review on that, but I thought it was pretty good. I will make sure that I do a review on this one as well, but if you want to check out a review of the first issue, you can go. I'll leave a link to a video right up here where you can go and check out my brother, Lord Callis. He did a review on this book. Probably a better review than I could do of it, so you should make sure that you go and check that out. You guys know I'm not the biggest, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan here on the channel. I mean, I like it, but I don't read a whole lot of Star Wars books, but this one I did like, and I'll be picking up this full series. I believe this is only 5 or 6 issues, so, it's not anything that I'm going to have to be investing and going in on, like a big, ongoing series. So that's always a good thing for me. The next one I have here is Fearless, issue number 3. Now, you guys have probably seen, my reviews on the first one that I did. Not so much into it, but again, I know that this book isn't necessarily made for me, but I review the book anyway, because that's what I do here on the channel, right? And, I'm kind of expecting the same thing out of this book, but, I always want to be surprised, in case there is something that I like out of it. So, that's why I buy some of these books. The next one I've got here is Ghost Spider, issue number 2, and you guys know that I did like the previous series they were doing on this. It's got the same writer on it, Shannon McGuire. She did a really good job in Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider, but this series right here so far, it's kind of taken on a different tone, and I'm not sure that I like this series so much, but I got this second issue. I'm going to review this one, and like I said, I always hold out and hope for the best, and, I'm hoping to get a little bit more out of this second issue than I got out of the first issue. The next one I have here is a series that I know you guys know me, man. I love this series. That is Superior Spider-Man, issue number, guys, is that 11? 11. Now, you guys know the Superior Spider-Man is Doc Ock, basically as Spider-Man now, and he's living in San Francisco. This series has been really good. I've liked what's been going on in this series, but guys, I have some bad news. I think this series is coming to an end, and me personally, I'm going to be a little bit saddened by that, because I really do like this character. Maybe at some point they're going to go ahead and bring him back again, because, he's been around before and they brought him back. So who knows what's going on with that? Again, I'll be sad to see that go. But, my pulls have been a little heavy here lately. So, maybe at the same time, maybe it's a good thing that it might be going away. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. What do you guys think about that? Anyway, moving on. The next one I've got here is Captain America issue number 14. Now, I got to tell you guys, I think 2 issues behind here. This will make 3. I've got to do some reviews on these. I'll get some done for you guys because I've really liked what I've read out of the Captain America series so far. In case you haven't been keeping up with it, kind of what happened a couple of years ago was the Secret Empire event took place. It kind of reset a lot of things in the Marvel universe, and basically Captain America has been fighting back to regain the public's acceptance and respect, just because of all the things that happened in the Secret Empire storyline. And if you don't know about that, I'm not going to really touch on that. But needless to say, nobody really likes Cap these days. So it's been a pretty compelling story. The only thing that I would say about this series is that I would like to see a lot more action. But the story that we've been getting, the character story, has been really great. I can't say that I've been disappointed in that one. The next one I have here is Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 30. Man, and this is an absolute carnage tie-in. I can't believe we're already on issue 30. It seems just yesterday I got back into reading comic books and was starting on number 1 of this series, and here we are at number 30, and this is an ongoing, and it's a bi-monthly series. Now, I've got to tell you, it's been a pretty good series. I can't complain about it. I'm going to be doing a video very soon talking about Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and Amazing Hood Spider-Man, and which one that you might want to choose in case you're just new into getting comics, or just new getting into it, or don't know what to pick, because there's so much out there to choose from. There are some definite differences here in the storylines that have been going on. And that's all I have for my Marvel books this week. I'm going to go ahead and get into some smaller press and indies and talk about those. And I've got a few things I'm going to talk about with some of these. The first one I've got here is on Aftershock Comics. That's Bad Reception, issue number 2. Now, in case you guys didn't pay attention, I did do a review on the first issue of this. I really did like the series. I'm just guessing that this is going to be maybe a 5-6 parter. I can't imagine that it's going to be much longer than that, but I really did like the first issue. Now, the art in this book leaves a little bit to be desired, but for the story that I'm getting out of this, I really like it. And I gotta say that maybe at some point the art here kind of matches the story that's going on. So, I'm sure, a lot of times that plays hand in hand. Again, Bad Reception, I like the premise of what's going on there, so I can't wait to read this one. And what's going on is, like, we see this couple is getting ready to get married, and they're going to be having their wedding at, just like a secluded area in the woods, and they're going to have, like, no phones, like there's no phones allowed, anything like that, basically no technology. So it's a pretty interesting premise, something that I definitely liked. And the next one I have here is on Cave Pictures Publishing, and that is The No Ones, issue number 4. Now, I did get issue number 3 last month, and this is I probably need to go back and order issue number 1 and issue number 2. I actually heard about this series from the writer that's writing it. He had made the suggestion on Instagram, so I went ahead and picked this up. And I gotta say, the third issue that I picked up, I've got to do a review on it, and I'll do it with this one. It's kind of confusing because I just kind of jumped in towards the beginning of the series, so I'm not really filled in on everything that's going on. And it still did a good job introducing everything, but I'm still a little bit lost. But we see kind of a bigger team going on here. And they're kind of divided in what they're doing. And, in the last issue, some questionable things happened for, superheroes doing what happened in that last issue. But I don't know. I guess we'll find out more in this issue number 4. I can't wait to read it. Now, the next one I have, these next ones that I'm getting ready to go through are on Vault Comics. And I need to do a video showcasing Vault Comics because they've done a really good job with the books that I've read out of there so far. They just started publishing books back in 2016. They're a small, family-owned company, and they are producing mostly like sci-fi and fantasy tales. And I've done several reviews here on the channel of some of the different titles that they've put out. I've really liked everything that they're doing out of Vault Comics. And again, make sure that you pay attention for a video that will be coming up on them very soon. Now, they actually had a very big week. I think there's only one book of theirs that I didn't pick up this week because it was like a number 4. And, I need to, I want to go back and, if it's a number 4, I can go back and read 3 issues. Or maybe I'll wait for a trade on it. I don't know. But getting started, this is on Vault Comics, like I said. And that's Relics of Youth, issue number 1. Now, like I said, it's an issue number 1. I haven't read this series, but one thing I definitely got to tell you is I've already told you, I trust Involved Comics. I can't wait to read this. The idea behind this sounded a little intriguing, something a little different out of the norm that I read. But that's kind of what all their comic books have been, is something out of the normal that I wouldn't normally read. And I've liked every book so far. So again, I'm looking forward to reading this one and get my eyes on it and bringing you guys a review. The next one is this is kind of a big one. Apparently they're already on a second printing of that. That's The Plot, issue number 2. Now you can see right there, obviously this looks like it's going to be more of like a horror title, and I can't wait to get my eyes on this. The ones that I have read out of Vault Comics have been, following along those lines, like horror, thriller type books, and this one looks like it's going to be no different. I'm excited to read this one. This will be another one I'm definitely going to be doing a review on very, very soon. I've already added it to my comic book pull list here at the comic book shop. The next one is one, this is a number 2. That's The Mall. Or no, this one's just Mall, not The Mall, because there is another book out there called The Mall. This one is just Mall on Vault Comics. Issue number 2. I liked the first issue. I did do a review of it here on the channel. You can go back and check that out as well. Very good book so far. Basically, it takes place in not a dystopian type future, but like after how would you say, a future in which nature has taken its course. It came down and damaged the earth. What do you call that? Post-apocalyptic future. That's what it is. It's a post-apocalyptic future in which people have basically holed themselves up in a mall, and it's kind of become like gang territory. And we can see that there's different warring factions, and they are after one particular person in here. He's a person of interest, I guess you could say, and he's kind of on the run here. And what we've seen in the last issue was definitely very interesting. And I did do a review on that. You should go and check it out. I can't wait to read this one and see exactly what's going on. And the next one I have here is another one I've done reviews on. Again, this is a very good fantasy book, Sarah and the Royal Stars, issue number 3. Now again, this is kind of out of the wheelhouse of something I would normally like. You guys know I'm mostly a Marvel guy, so it's superheroes. I really like this. It's like a fantasy-style Renaissance book. It takes place in Persia, and more specifically, this town called Parsa, in which Sarah has been basically summoned by the god Mitra to go out and help free these royal stars, who are kind of like, they're like based on constellations. And she has to go save them because they're enslaved in human bodies, and they can't remember who they are or what they're doing, and so they can't really help themselves. So she's out on a mission to help set them free so she can make things better for her people, because they are basically at a point of famine, and her people are suffering as the seasons haven't been changing. So she's going out on this mission to help free these royal stars, and it's been a very good and captivating story so far. Now the next one I have is one I've really liked since I read issue number 1, and that is Resonant, issue number 3. This book is another post-apocalyptic tale, really good. We see a father who is basically separated from his family as he has to go out and get his son that has a debilitating illness. He has to go out and get him more medicine. So he goes out, and his kids are at home basically alone to take care of themselves, while there is like this evil spirit that's out kind of taking over and possessing people. It's been a really good series. The first issue, it hooked me. I mean, it hooked me quick, and I really do enjoy it because, like I said, it's got the kids in there. We see these kids who are very strong-minded, able-bodied, and he's trusting to leave them out there all alone, knowing what's going on. And like I said, I've got 3 kids of my own, and I try to raise my kids the best I can. And my kids have made me proud, and I know that the father in this story is one damn proud father, and that's one of the things I like about the series. They're just telling different stories than we get out of a lot of other books, and that's what I've liked about the Resonant series. And that's all I've got on my Vault Comics pull list. And again, you guys need to go check out Vault Comics and see what they're doing out there. They are doing an amazing job. If there's anybody from Vault watching this video, I love what you guys are doing. Keep up the good work. You've got a big supporter right here on the 2nd Street Marvel. I'll tell you that much right now. Now, the next one I'm going to cover here is, I didn't actually pick up here at my local comic book shop. It is an independent book from an independent writer and everything, and that's on Pocket Jacks Comics. That's White Lily, issue number 3. Now, I ended up backing this book from Preston Poulter over there at Pocket Jacks Comics. He's got a channel here on YouTube you can go check out as well. That's Pocket Jacks Comics. This is White Lily is about the fiercest female fighter pilots of World War II. And I did get a chance to read the first issue of White Lily. I thought it was very good. When I ordered this, I kind of ordered a little package deal. It came with the digital downloads of issue 1, 2, and 3, and I will do a review of those. And I just got this in the mail just yesterday, just in time for New Comic Book Wednesday, and I just wanted to show that off to you guys again. And again, you know, you guys can even go check out Pocket Jacks Comics here on YouTube and check and see what they're all about. Preston Poulter over there, he does some comic book reviews and talks about different things as well as his own comic books, and you know, that's what he's pushing, right? Yeah, it just makes sense. But that's all I have for my comic book pull list today. But let me know down in the comments below what's on your pull list, and what of these books would you like to see me do some reviews on very soon and talk about more on the Trailer Park Live this Friday. And now there's one other thing I wanted to discuss with you guys really quick, and I know you guys can see Yoda back there. Does your local comic book shop have Yoda hanging out? This dude's here all the time. He's here spreading, you know, just all his wisdom. He'd be like, you're here. And it's I don't know. It's cool. We got Yoda here. But the other thing is, I know you've been looking at that shirt. I know you've been looking at that Fandom Initiative shirt. If you don't know what the Fandom Initiative is, you should. I'll leave a link up here where you can go check out Ryan from Nerdy Blurb TV. He puts together this thing where just a bunch of different content creators, we get together and kind of build hype for the films that are getting ready to come out in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We did one just before Avengers Endgame, just getting ready to go into that, kind of building the hype for it, and that video was very good. And then we did one. The second one he did, the Fandom Initiative Part 2, was after Endgame, before we were getting ready to go into SpiderMan Far From Home, just kind of building more excitement and what we thought about the MCU and it going forward. So, you know, I'm not sure when the next one is going to be, but I know Ryan over there is very good. He's been building a great nerd community over there, and I can't wait to be a part of the third one whenever it gets ready to come out. But that's all I have for this video today, folks. Thank you all so much for tuning into the Second Street Marvel. If you haven't already, please make sure you're subscribed and click that little bell so you get notifications anytime I have uploaded new content. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you don't, give it a thumbs down. It's all good. I'm not going to look into it that much. But while you're at it, make sure you share it with a friend and invite them to come hang out with us here on the Second Street Marvel. You all have a very good day. Get out, support your local comic book shop. Happy reading, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.